Hello, beautiful friends. It's Erika here to do a video for you guys on helping you guys understand a phase of this journey. And this is the phase of when the masculine and the feminine have been coming out of separation. They're starting to communicate again, and why the divine masculine goes hot and cold during this phase. I get a lot of questions about that. And I certainly touch on that in some of the collective readings, but I thought today would be a good day to go a little bit more in depth about what's going on when that happens. I get a lot of feminines that are just like, I don't get it. You know, how does someone feel this way or someone and then act this way? And the answer really is that the masculine and the feminine are wired very differently. Okay. Fundamentally, the way that we process the world, the way we process our experience, the way we navigate this awakening journey. And so it's no wonder that the masculine doesn't understand the feminine necessarily, and the feminine doesn't understand the masculine, because it's not how they would operate. And so it's part of why I wanted to do this video for you guys. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to get into what's going on, for example, in the masculine and in the feminine's, like what are they both thinking consciously when the masculine reaches out? What are they feeling in their heart space when the masculine reaches out? And then how are they also thinking and feeling when the masculine suddenly like drops the conversation? You know, it's like you're in the middle of a conversation and then they just drop off. I get a lot of comments and feedback from you guys, and also questions in my readings like how like I don't get it. So we're going to get into see what Spirit wants to say about that. I have no idea what's going to come through. I never do. I just open it up to what they want to bring forth for those of you guys that are watching. And we're going to get into what they're actively in the process of surrendering, you know, what phase they're at in their journey, just to help you guys gain a greater understanding of why, so that you can kind of wrap your head around it a little bit better. So I am also going to be doing an extended reading, an extended video, which will get more into the guidance and how to navigate this phase, what to do, what not to do, that kind of a thing. So if this feels like it's resonating for you, there will be an extended version available that will go a lot more in depth. But the purpose of this one here is to have you guys understand, gain an understanding and some more clarity around why this happens. So with that, a couple quick announcements. I'm still not available for private readings, private sessions, live guidance sessions, but I am available for healing sessions. I'm doing a lot of work with healers who are working with other people, have a very important job to do, and it's really important for light workers and healers to really make sure that their energy is clear, to make sure that they're continuing to do their own work. I know for myself, I do a couple sessions a week, really in depth, to make sure I stay clear and stay clean and you know, navigate the energies that do come up, because life happens, right? So I am still available for those, because I feel like that's where I'm making a really big impact as well, by helping other healers and other readers really get clear and to help them be the best that they can be. So if that's of interest to you, please do reach out. The information's down below of how to schedule one of those. I may be opening up to readings again here. I'm not promising anything. I don't know exactly when or if at this point, but stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and get notifications so that if I do open those up, then you'll get the news. All right. So, and also I'm putting the final touches on my parenting audio course, getting it up and available to you guys. So I'm really excited about that. Just making some final edits. And that also will be forthcoming here on this channel, the announcement of when that's available, and tell you more about it. And these also are intended to be timeless. They're not date specific. So whenever you watch this video and it's resonating for you, It's how Spirit's bringing it to you. If this doesn't resonate for you, it just means it's not for you. This is a general reading. It's not going to apply to everybody. So it's up to you to use your discernment of whether this applies. And if something doesn't apply or sound right to you, then it's not for you, okay? All right, let's see here. I'm going to pull a card for each, the masculine. Hold on a second. The masculine and the feminine, and what's going on in the union at this phase of the journey. Okay, where is this? Okay. So first let's pull an overall card about what's going on in the union energies when it's at this phase. So what's the message, please, Spirit, around the union when this is going on? And we're getting compassion. Okay, that just jumped out. This is the Oracle of the Unicorns, by the way. I love this deck. It says, be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. So during this phase, Spirit is gently reminding both the masculine and the feminine to have compassion, not only for the other person, but for themselves. You know, this journey is not an easy one, as we know, and it's something where I think it's important, where this is a phase of the journey where they both can be kind of reactive, potentially. If they're not fully conscious, if they're not fully awakened, if they're not fully healed. And most of the time at this phase, they've done a lot of their healing work, but there's still more to do. So both of them may be a little touchy, okay? It's extra sensitive. And because it's not quite shored up yet. So this is an important time to express compassion and forgiving of what is or is not happening. Okay, so I love that this came up for the both of them. What's happening in the union? In that this is about seeing the light within yourself and others. I've gotten from the last video I did. I got a lot of comments where it was like, some of the feminines were frustrated that the communication was a little bit like completely random, and all of that. And this is about just understanding that everyone's doing their best and we all navigate this differently, and to not hold expectations on the behavior of the other person as a litmus test for whether they're serious or not, or whether they're going to repeat the same patterns as before. This really is about seeing the light in everything. So having the gratitude for the little things. You know, oh my gosh, I got a random text message today. Awesome. May not have been what I wanted, but like, that's great. You know, he or she is thinking of me. And just really being in that energy of appreciating every little thing, because that energy of gratitude and appreciation brings more of that to you. But if you're focused on the absence of something, or focused on the I'm getting text messages, but where's the declaration of love? That's resistance. Abraham Hicks talks a lot about that. So if you want to go look at some Abraham Hicks videos around the topic of love, there's some really great ones. Just go on YouTube. There's thousands, literally. Okay, so in this energy, let's see what's going on first with the masculine. Where's his energy at when he's in this phase? Or what's a message about the masculine? Intuition. Interesting. So this is beautiful. What he's doing at this phase is he's getting his intuitive hits. He's testing out his intuition. He's dipping his toe in the water a little bit, because he's in a place where he's starting to feel that connection, connect more to his knowing, his inner knowing, his feminine side, his feminine energy, which is highly intuitive. And so what's happening at this phase is he's testing the waters to see if his intuition is accurate. Like, oh my gosh, I know things didn't end well, but I feel this pull to her, and I feel like she may be this special person to me. Let me see. Is she different? Is she like every other person I've dated, or is she something special? So this is the phase that he's at this point, when he's in the, here and there. Like, I'll communicate a little bit and then I drop off. So it's a little bit of he doesn't want to jump right in, both feet completely. Because he's just trying to, it's like he's got this new knowing and he's trying to figure it out. And he's not even necessarily doing this consciously. It's like he gets an intuitive hit when he's thinking about his feminine, and he reaches out. And then he gets busy on something else. And then he gets this pull. It's a message. It's a song. Something comes in. Or he gets a memory. And then he's like, I want to reach out. So that's what they're bringing me right now relating to that. Let's see where the feminines are at this stage here. Let's see where the feminines are at when this is going on. And if we get the polarity card. Okay, no. I was seeing the polarity card come up. And we're getting trust. Have faith and move forward. Believe that you will fly. Leap into the unknown. So this is, again, another beautiful message for the feminines here, because this is about trusting the process. Leaping into the unknown. This is unknown territory. When you guys are back starting in communication again, and you're sort of in touch, but you're not totally together, but you're in touch, and it seems like it should be obvious, like, let's just do this thing. The feminines, it's important for you to believe that you will fly. Again, the unknown. You may think that you have the idea of how this will unfold, and you really do not. There is not one journey, one client that I know of where the journey has unfolded the way that they have expected. There's always twists and turns. There's always surprises. There's always sudden events where divine comes in and makes stuff happen. And so at this phase of the journey in particular for the feminine, it's about opening up to the unknown and to letting go of the form that the manifestation comes in, which is hard to do when you're transitioning from third dimensional thinking into higher consciousness. We're used to needing to know or assuming we know the way the story ends, or we watch enough movies where the plot goes a certain way and therefore we know that's what's going to happen with our masculine because it's romantic and it happens in all these other movies. It doesn't. It does not. So rest assured, it's not going to be in the form that you expect. All right? So, but sometimes it's so much... Anyway, there's just a lot of gifts and blessings that come that you have no idea about. So it's about being open, feminines. Okay. Let's see where the masculine is in his headspace when he reaches out. They've already given us some. All right, here we go. Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, and let me get one more, please. And I don't read reversals, guys, unless I'm an intuitive reader. Oh my gosh, seriously. All right. I'm an intuitive reader, and sometimes the reversals need to stay, and other times they don't, based on what my guides tell me. So this, my friends, is pretty clear. Okay, this is what he's consciously thinking when he's reaching out. Okay? He's got truth. He's got his clarity. This is victory. I'm very clear that emotional fulfillment and happiness can come from my feminine. He wants the stability. He wants the abundance. The Four of Wands. A manifestation card. A card of stability. A card of long-term happiness and abundance. Can be a card of marriage. So when he's reaching out at this phase, Divine Feminines, he's aware of this. He is fully aware of this, okay, in his headspace. So I don't think we have to go any further right there, okay? Let's see where the feminines are at when this is happening. And this is the Radiant Rider-Waite, and this is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. In case you guys are wondering, I love this deck. I love all these decks, but let's see where the feminines are at, what they're consciously thinking when he reaches out. Ace of Cups. This one too. Eight of Pentacles. And one more, please. What else is she consciously thinking in this one? The Four of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. I love Spirit is so awesome. I just have to say, it's so true. Like, she sees this as the resurgence of the relationship with this Ace of Cups. You know, this is the abundance. Things are blossoming. She's happy. She knows that this is, the cup overflows with emotion. I mean, she knows this is a new beginning when there's communication that's starting. She's aware of this. She also sees that knows that her masculine's been doing her his work. She also may be still doing work on herself. This can be hard work either in her career or on herself or both. But what she's also consciously thinking is, why, this is the Four of Pentacles, why the heck is he being so guarded? She doesn't get it. Look at this guy. He's the miser. He's got his stuff. He's hidden out in the fall in the woods all by himself. He's not letting anyone have his treasures. She doesn't get it. She's like, doesn't he know I'm the treasure? And he's communicating. So why is he communicating if he has nothing really profound to say? But this is what she's consciously thinking, because and also that he's moved out of that phase, right? Being a little guarded, but it is what she's feeling and she's sensing. All right, let's see where he is in his heart space when he's reaching out. Where's the masculine in his heart space when he's reaching out to her during this hot and cold phase? What is he feeling? There's a Knight of Wands, the Tower, oops, and the Star. I love it. Yeah, when he's reaching out, he wants to move forward. He knows that it's been this breakthrough in his heart space. It's like he's had this epiphany. You know, this Tower moment is this epiphany about wanting this happy family, wanting emotional fulfillment with his feminine, which is why he's reaching out. And this is also in his heart space. He's feeling very hopeful. He knows this is destined. He knows this is also very healing for him. And he does want to move forward. His heart wants to move forward, but it's like something's holding him back because he's needing to he doesn't want to make the same mistakes as he's made before, but he does have this clarity. And his heart is skipping a beat. Like, it's really at this place of, I want to move forward, but I want to hold back because there's something special here, and what I did before is not going to work. I have to do something differently now. And so, but definitely very hopeful, very much, opening up to it. He's basically, the Tower moment is him opening his heart space in a way that's never been opened before. Now, he still has to get used to this heart space being open, but definitely it's a major shift for him in his heart space. It's like opened up pieces of his heart that he never knew existed. All right, let's see here where the feminine is in her heart space when he's reaching out. There's the Knight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Yes. Well, in her heart, she knew he was going to come forward and offer his cup of love, right? This is the Knight of Cups. Wish fulfillment as well with the Nine of Cups. This is happiness. I mean, he's got the Ten of Cups. She's got the Nine of Cups. She's got the Ace of Cups. He's got the Ace of Swords. He's got the Four of Wands. And it's funny, I'm getting drawn to the fact that she got the Four of Pentacles and he got the Four of Wands here. Because part of this stability, what he's thinking of consciously, is creating this stability. Creating this stability before he really jumps in full force. And the Four of Pentacles is also the energy of all or nothing. It's black or white. There's no gray area. So the feminines definitely could be in a place where they may have made themselves some sort of a promise or set themselves a standard that, okay, when they come back, it's either all or nothing. They're not going to play games with me or do a little dating thing. It's got to be all or nothing. But what else is here in her heart space is the Six of Pentacles. This is equal giving and receiving. This is having more to give. This is things being more in balance. You know, she's ready to receive from her masculine in a new way. So, all right. I want to keep these out because I want you guys to see the difference. Hopefully there's room here. A little bit more space. Okay. I'll just cover up those first cards. It's fine. All right. Now we're going to get into what are they both thinking and feeling when he stops communicating, because usually it's the masculine that will just drop off. So let's see what they want you to know about what's happening. What is he consciously thinking when what's going on in his head consciously when he goes away? Get the Five of Pentacles. Get 2 more, please. Thank you. The 5 of Swords. Yep. Conflict. Change. 2 5s coming out right off the bat. And this one. And the Ace of Pentacles. All right. So what he's consciously thinking at this stage, he's definitely concerned that he's going to be rejected. He's concerned that she may not want him back. She's not sure that she's going to hurt him to say, no, it's too late. You've already completed that. He definitely wants to make this offer. He wants the new start with her. But what happens with this is then the fears come up, the conflict, the mental conflicts come up. This is a process for him where it's a change for him. And even though he knows he wants this start with her, it's bringing up all the repercussions of what that new start means. What is this going to mean in my life? What if she doesn't take me back? What if, what are family and friends going to think? Given our history, all of these things. So this is more what he's consciously thinking of when he stops. It's like he's got to go deal with the ramifications of what he wants, and so he's just needing. The 5s are about change, and it's uncomfortable change, but it's good change. You know, it's that you got to grow. Growth doesn't happen when everything's hunky-dory. It happens when you're going through a challenging time, and that's what happens. So when he stops communicating, that's what's really on his mind. Let's see where he is in his heart space when he stops texting. Here's the 4 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords and the World. Yeah, look at this, guys. So clear, so crystal clear. This is where I told you, he's changed. This is the Tower moment, breaking through. This is the breakthrough, opening up his heart in a way that he's never opened up, and it's causing him some sleepless nights. He's very concerned. This is bringing up his biggest fears. He may be self-sabotaging because he's afraid of this. He's afraid to say the wrong thing. He knows it's all or nothing. You know, we're getting the 4 of Pentacles on both sides here. So in his heart space, you know, she could be here when he's reaching out, feeling this, and then he's manifesting what that's meant to teach her. That's exactly how the counterparts work. Is if there's still something to be cleared around a topic or a wound or something, the other person will behave in a way that triggers that wound that's up for you to clear. Now it's up for you up to you to clear it. But he is vacillating between, it's like he's got all this new emotion, and then he's also going to try to protect it and be guarded because he's afraid. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling a way that I don't really know what to do with all of this. And he's resisting it. He's resisting the change that's here, right? But then look what's under this Ace of Pentacles, the World. This is enlightenment, joy, having everything balanced. This is beckoning him through this process, okay? This Ace of this Ace of Pentacles, this offer, this serious offer that he wants to make to his feminine, this joy, this enlightenment, this completion of the chapter. Like, this is what I've been working for my whole life, towards my whole life. But this is just like, the reason he stops is because it's overwhelming for him in the heart space, okay? So let's see here for the feminines. What is she consciously thinking when he stops communicating? My throat gets so dry when I channel. It's like, I need to drink my tea. All right, where's she in her headspace? There it is. Three of Swords, the Devil, and the King of Cups. So she knows in her headspace how much he loves her. She knows this. This is like when she's in her power and her strength and her connectedness, she knows that he's this King of Cups. This is someone who's very mature, knows he loves very deeply, but he doesn't always show it because he's the king. He has to rule. And he can't let emotions get the best of him. So she knows in her headspace that she knows that he loves her. But then here's this Three of Swords and the Lover's card. I'm sorry, the Devil. Sorry, of course it looks like the Lovers, right? In this deck. But this is bringing up her fears. This is bringing up her fears. This is feeling like, is this, like, have I just been under an illusion this whole time? Because this is a card about illusions. You know, the illusions. Where have the illusions held me back? What is truth and what is an illusion? And here's the heartbreak, grief, sadness. She feels sadness and grief when he like stops because, I mean, let's face it, she gets a little bit excited when the communication starts again, where the doors, you know, there's something starting to happen. So she feels sad when he goes away. And it's like, you know, I can't help but look at how this card is about passion and pain too, right? She does feel this pain. They've got scars they've got cuts all over them from the rose thorns here in the middle of their passionate embrace. So there definitely is, it can flare up, they're saying it can flare up some pretty serious fears when that happens for the feminine. So masculines watching this, just know that this is when your feminine could really, how can I say this? Be very triggered, okay? So have compassion. And feminines, have compassion for the trigger too. Have compassion for your masculine. But just know, masculines, if your feminines communicate in a biting way or in a triggered way, that's why. It's because it's bringing up this deepest thing within them. So let's see where she is in her heart space when he does this. When he stops communicating suddenly, out of, like, when he's starting to be back in touch. There's that Ace of Pentacles and the Moon and the Hanged Man. All right. Mirroring. Look at this. He's consciously aware that he wants this new start. In her heart space, she knows there's this new start. She knows it. She might be a little frustrated and scared, but she knows it's here. I mean, again, there's such mirroring happening in this reading. Because she also knows intuitively that this is true, but also look at what it's coming in underneath. It's coming in underneath fears. Releasing fears that hold you back. Releasing fears that hold you back. So her head and her heart are aligned here in terms of being aware that she still has some things to clear around what is she most afraid of? What are these triggers all about? And I guarantee you they don't have anything to do with the masculine. They have everything to do with early life experiences that are manifesting here from the subconscious. And certainly could be having to deal with the masculine. I correct myself. Could be having to deal with the masculine from a past incarnation. So to say it has nothing to do with the masculine, that's not entirely accurate. Most likely for this, it's mostly about this lifetime, but definitely some past lifetime wounding and karma can be playing out here. But She also is in this place of trying to see things from another perspective. She's trying to see things from the higher consciousness with this hanged man energy in her heart space. She's trying to, she knows that she's needing to release some of these old triggers. These are triggers she didn't really know were coming. She thought she had worked through all of them. So this is, again, why we're talking about trust and compassion here. And intuition for the masculine. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to pull, just get a couple more cards for each. Okay, let's see what the masculine is actively surrendering when he reaches out to her. He's surrendering negative thinking. He's having, he's trying to get over his fears, trying to let go of the negative thinking. He's following his intuition, and he's kind of, the intuition is leading him more than his head is. So it's like he just feels the hit to reach out. He just feels inspired, and he does it. Instead of all the thinking that he's been telling himself all along, which is the like the fear talk, right? That he would tell himself about why he's not reaching out, why he hasn't reached out before. But the moment that he reaches out, he's actively surrendering his negative thinking. Let's see what he's surrendering in the process of surrendering when he goes quiet. There it is, surrendering to your intuition. He's letting his intuition guide him. He's tuning in to his inner voice. It's like he's going back to check in with his intuition. It's like, I get this image where he's gone and gathered a little bit of data, and he's gone back to the cave to assess the data, to process the data. It's like, let me go out and gather a bunch of information by communicating with her. Okay, I got a little bit. Now let me go back and figure it out. Let me see how it aligns with my intuition. Let me see how it doesn't match up with what I got before. I keep getting this image of almost like a little mouse that goes out, gathers all the little bits of food, sticks them in their cheeks, and then goes back and then empties it out and processes it all. So the masculine at this stage is kind of like being a mouse. But it's like, quickly running in and then quickly running out and like figuring it out. So that's what I'm getting for the masculine at that stage. Let's see what the feminines are surrendering when he reaches out to her. Obsessive thinking. This is about turning it over to spirit. Finally, there's something to actually think about that's happening, right? Because a lot of times prior to this happening, there's been separation. The feminine's been, working on herself, thinking about what's going on, when's something going to happen, and then it does happen. But she's also learning to turn it over to spirit. Like, she knows that it's up to spirit. She knows that things are coming into balance. She knows her masculine is coming towards her. And so what she's letting go of right there, she's starting to trust. Right? She's starting to trust. And the obsessive thinking stems from fear. So she's letting go of these fears. But then the fears do come up at this phase of the journey for sure. But let's see what she's surrendering when he goes away, when he goes quiet. What is the feminine surrendering when he goes quiet? Interesting. I get this card so much for the feminine. Surrendering to the beauty of the natural world. What this is this is about taking a break, going inward, like going to chill out, replenish yourself. Going out into nature is what connects the feminine to, it clears the static electricity in her brain. She's letting go of this obsessive thinking, but us being indoors all the time and all of the EMFs and all of the busyness of our lives, we can get into just being in the mental space. There's literally static electricity in our fields to where we got to ground, we got to go outside, get into the natural world, even if it's wintertime. But you know what she's letting go of at this at this phase when he leaves, it's like she's got to just be like, okay, I have to trust. I have to calm myself. I know I've got these fears coming up, but it's like she's going back and forth between feeling really good and then being a little confused, but then coming back to center. So this is what she's learning when he does this. This is the muscle she's working out when he goes away. It's like, okay, I can't freak out. I can't let these fears get the best of me. Let me ground myself. Let me center myself. All right, guys. Well, really, really interesting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do, this is feeling like it's resonating for you and you want to go more in depth on, you know, this has been the having to understand the energies. What is going on when this is happening? This has laid out very clearly what is going on for both masculine and feminine when this is going on in their dynamic. If you want to go more in depth on how to navigate this situation, what to do, I am going to go do an extended video right now over on my website. The link's going to be down below to access that. And in that video, what I'm going to talk more in depth on is what they're both not telling the other person, what they're afraid of, what they're each afraid of. How is the divine helping each of them during this? Like, how are the greater forces of the divine supporting them through this phase of the journey? You know, what are they each healing at this time, or what do they need to focus on in their healing? And we're also going to do guidance for each of them. You know, if you're a masculine watching this or if you're a feminine watching this, we're going to get into guidance for each of you during this phase. What's important for you to know. And what's happening in my extended readings is they tend to be like an energy activation for those who watch it. Meaning that if you're in a certain energy when you start watching the video, by the end of it, the energy has already shifted. I'm getting lots of comments and feedback about that. I'm seeing it happen real time when I'm recording it, but then you guys are experiencing it as well. So it's almost like an energy activation clearing that happens through getting the guidance and understanding how to navigate these energies. So if that feels like something you'd love to do, then go over to my site and the extended will be there. And if not, I hope that this has been helpful in you getting an understanding of what the heck is going on when this is happening in the outside world. Hope you've gained a greater understanding through this reading. And so, again, I thank you guys for being here. And until next time, I send you so much love. Bye.